This Sunday Satsang, September 14th, 2025, question and answers. So, my question and answers. And that question? Well, my friend from New Jersey asked me a question. He went to a cricket match. Went to a cricket match. Okay. Question.
Who is an Anuragi Vaishnava and how does one recognize such a person?
Anuragi Vaishnava. How does one recognize such a person? Well, there's different definitions. Rupa Goswami and Nectar of what we call Upadeshamrita, a book by Rupa Goswami, is nectarine instructions to attain Krishna Prema. And in there he says, Rajay Tishtan, Anuragi Anugamani. He gives an instruction which will help one attain Krishna Prema very quickly. Rajay Tishtan, Sada, Rajay Tishtan. One should always live in Brajmandal, and Anuragi Anugamani means one should run after or follow an Anuragi Vaishnava. So the question is asked, who is an Anuragi Vaishnava? Anurag, by definition, means the continually new and fresh expression of attachment to Radha and Krishna. One is continually amazed and attracted to the beauty of Krishna and Radharani's name and form, and especially their leelas, and always talking about their name and form and their leelas, and meditating on them and doing service in those leelas. So the question is how to recognize or identify that person. You can judge a person by the content of what they eat and what they talk about. So a person is always talking about Radha and Krishna Leela, or writing about it and speaking about it and encouraging others to meditate on it and read about it and think about it. It gives some idea that that person himself or herself has intense or deep attachment to Radha and Krishna, which is continually enlivening that person with ever fresh sentiments, ever fresh attraction, an undying thirst to want to be with Radha and Krishna in the meditative world of Mahanidhi Seva and in the external world of pravachan. That's the definition of Anuragi Vaishnava. Anuragi Vaishnava is also firmly attached to Brajavas. They won't want to leave Vrindavan, although maybe on the order of the Guru or for compassionate work they'll go out of Vrindavan to preach in Russia or Italy or other countries of the world. Because Anuragi Vaishnava, whom I knew personally, was Sri Anantadas Babaji Maharaj. He would go to Calcutta and also to Assam and other parts of East India to preach Radha Krishna Prema Bhakti to the disciples there, mostly disciples and followers. My own guru, at the age of 100 years old, he got on a second-class train and went to Bengal to preach Bhakti. I told him, I said, we can give you an air-conditioned first-class seat with you and your servant. He said, no, I don't like it. I like second-class sleeper. Very old school. So he had his ways of living his whole life austerely. And so he wasn't going to change when he got some opulence in his life. He maintained his humble demeanor and detached practice from beginning to end. All he had when he traveled was one shoulder bag. not 5 suitcases. Halliburton suitcases. Aluminum, you know. A good suitcase. These had put a bag and went wanted to. So that's my idea of what an Anuragi Vaishnava is. Good luck trying to find one. But the Rupa Goswami says that in the verse number 10 or 8, number 8. Thank you. You can try to find someone that meets some of what I said. He could be a 5% on a Rocky or a 10% on a Rocky. I gave the 100% definition. But it's my understanding of Anuragi. I knew some Anuragis. But I also know some Anuragis. So that's my understanding from Shastra and direct experience. What is the definition of an Anuragi? Any other questions? Yes. My friend, no cricket match. Okay, go ahead.
What if one is drawn to Tattva Siddhanta than to Leela? Is such a focus spiritually advantageous, or does it risk limiting one's devotional growth? What if one is getting attracted to Tattva Siddhanta instead of Leela? Is it beneficial for advantages for spiritual growth?
Question is asked, if one is more attracted to Siddhanta, Tattva Siddhanta than Leela, is that advantageous or is it positive to make progress in Bhakti Bhajana? It's very good. It's very absolutely required. Otherwise, you're going to have an Indian truck. Indian truck, you can pile it as high as the clouds. You can have a truck in India and put hay in the back of it, pile up 500 meters, and go down the street. What's going to happen with that truck? It's going to turn over. It's called top heavy. The top will be too heavy, it's going to go down the road like this and boom. So if you just have Leela, you have an Indian truck. You go down the road and you'll turn over. But you don't have any strong foundation to support that vertical progress. So vertical progress has to be founded on a strong horizontal base. The horizontal base is Tattva Siddhanta. To make a strong base, first you make a base, it's called Cape Canaveral. Then you launch a rocket to the moon. So the rocket to the moon is Leela Vichar. That's the rocket to Krishna. You have to have a strong foundation, Cape Canaveral, a launching pad. You have to have a pad, you have to have a solid foundation, which is Siddhanta. Why do you think Rupa Goswami wrote Upadeshamrita and San Goswami wrote Bhagavatamrita and Krishna Samhita or something like that? And so many books they wrote so much Siddhanta. Jiva Goswami had strong Siddhanta and Sandarbhas to establish a strong foundation before one approaches the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna. There's two types of bhaktis which Jiva Goswami describes well.
Vichar Pradhan, Ruchi Pradhan.
Vichar Pradhan and Ruchi Pradhan. Vichar means one who considers the Siddhanta, the Tattva, the rules, regulations, the basic philosophy. That's called Vichar. Consideration, deliberation, Manana, establishment of the foundational truth of Bhakti Bhajan, and how to do sadhana, how to chant mantras, how to chant japa, how to meditate, what is Vaishnava behavior, what are the offenses to avoid, what are the rules of cleanliness, what are the seva aparats, what are the dhi aparats, etc. Aparats and archan, and japa, and behavior, and Vaishnava dealing, sadhachar, many things to learn, and vichara pradhan. Ruchi pradhan means you have a taste. So to get a taste, you have to have an artha-nivritti. First an artha-nivritti, then one becomes nishta. Then after nishti to bhakti comes ruchi. So to have that ruchi for lila has to have preliminary purification. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has many verses describing the purifying effect of transcendental knowledge. Bhakti siddhanta. Tattva. Knowledge itself is purifying. If someone says, I'm too busy for Leela, I can't read Bhagavad Gita, they're in Maya. There's no devotee ever, the greatest Leela person in the world, all read Mahabharata, they all read Ramayana, they all read Bhagavad Gita, they read Bhagavatam cover to cover for all 12 cantos. They studied deeply all these books. Raghunath Das Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Son Goswami. So no one can call themselves Rupa Raghunath Anuga. I say Rupa Raghunath because we follow Rupa and Raghunath. No one can call themselves a true Rupa Raghunath. Let's say a strong Bhakti Siddhanta. Strong understanding of the Siddhanta Bhakti. Otherwise it's an artificial joke. To fall flat in your face. Any acharya, any guru will say the same thing. It's not some sentimental approach. It's a science, and it's based on gradual process. That's why it's outlined in 9 steps. There's not one step. Here, Leela, meditate, Leela, go to praying. No one says that. Who says that? No one. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. That's the third thing down the line, Smaranam. Hearing and shine what? Hearing and shine Gita, Bhagavatam. Upanishad, Upanishad. Teaching Lord Chaitanya, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Leelas of Radha and Krishna come at the end of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Not the beginning. Leelas all Tattva Siddhanta. 17 chapters of Tattva Siddhanta. Nityananda Tattva, Advaita Tattva, all the Tattvas are there in Adi Leela. The Madhya Leela get into Puri Leela and some Braj Leela starts manifesting Madhya Leela and fully manifest Vipralambha Mahabhav, Divyamad Mahabhav, Natya Leela. So your answer is slow and steady wins the race. Another question. Here he has a bunch of questions. That's good, so he has a question. You had the camera backwards? I see that sometimes. You look at the class, you see somebody class. Somebody wants to see you, I guess.
In the article, perfection at your fingertips, in your article,
Correct.
So, outline 6 qualities for mantra siddhi. But Shastra also says there are no hard and fast rules for chanting. Isn't that contradictory?
The Shastras say there's no hard and fast rules for chanting, but you said in your article that there's some rules. Is it contradictory?
6 qualities for mantra siddhi.
Yeah, 6 qualities to get mantra siddhi. First of all, you have to understand some shastras are mahima, means glorification of a practice. Some shastras are hyperbole, they're exaggerated statements to induce someone to take up a practice of bhakti. Some statements are allegory. There's a story about King Prachina Bharachat in 4th canto. It's a fictional king and his fictional queen to teach some points of behavior and points of material attachment, etc., points of philosophy. So there's different kinds of shastric statements. So it's true when we say there's no niyamata, Chaitanya Maharaj said niyamata, Nam Namakari Bhavajani Sarva Shakti Tatrapita Niyamata Swami. There's no hard and fast rules regulation. These are glorifications of the practice of chanting japa. It doesn't exclude the fact that there's also rules, because it's trying to show anyone, anytime, there's no rules, anyone can chant. Okay, I'll chant. Oh, now you're chanting. By the way, there's 10 offenses. 10 offenses rules. It's called yama and niyama. You say there's no yama and niyama. Now you say there's yama. There's niyama. You have to do this. You have to follow. You can't chant. If you chant with offenses, you don't get result very fast. You get result, but slow. Like sun rays are coming on your face on a cloudy day, but not much. Remove the clouds and you get a sunburn. So the clouds blocking the sun of the holy name are aparadhs. Offenses are a type of aparadh. So there's no rules and there are rules. It's the Chintya Beta type of principle which works everywhere. Everywhere in Bhakti you can say it simultaneously this way and simultaneously that way. Like they say, which way he went? You go like this. You meet somebody, you see my friend, he was running this way, which way he went? He went that way. He went that way. Okay, thanks. How about this way? Yeah, right. That's one way, we'll go your way, that's a short move. So there's no rules, but chant without rules, you go nowhere. You chant without rules. What'll happen? One day you'll meet a devotee. You chant Hare Krishna. That's really good. How many rounds should I chant? 60 rounds every day. That's really good. Are you know about 10 offenses? What? There's no rules. Oh, we're talking that. Brother Brown has a whole verse about 10 offenses. I'm sure. What are they? So then he's to go. Because when I took up chanting Hare Krishna, I didn't know anything about aparadhs. I had to make them left, right, center. I didn't know about it. I went to the temple one day. I was really proud. I said, I'm chanting 60 rounds a day. I heard you had to chant 60 rounds a day. I think so. I was living outside. And he said, oh, well, you're chanting without offense? And of course. Who, me? Of course. Oh, you know what they are? What are they? I'm not making, so how can I know? Hey, look, sit down, John. First offense, Oh my God, kidney beans. So, sorry to give you the bad news, but there are a lot of rules and regulations. Don't shake your beads when you chant. Don't twist your head. I've been in temples where heads are falling off, you know. They're going like this. The heads are spinning so fast like gyroscope. That's the way they do it there. You know,
Does the goal of bhakti need to be so specific? How about I want to go anywhere but here mentality?
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Since the material world is dukkhalaya masashvata.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Here's an English. Yeah, so. That's good. I love these questions with you sometimes. What's that question again? I'll hear it again. It's so good.
Does the goal of bhakti need to be so specific? How about I want to go anywhere but here mentality? Since the material world is dukkhalaya masashvata.
Okay. One thing I can say, the question is, why does bhakti have to be so specific? Can't one just have the idea that I go anywhere but here mentality? So that mentality will also get you to one place. If you go to the airport, you go to Idlewild Airport or Newark Airport, and you say, and you go to the ticket desk, and you say, where do you want to go? Say, anywhere but here. They'll call the cops, and the cops will call a psychiatric hospital. And they'll come with a white ambulance and take you to the nut house. Because you come to buy an airline ticket, and they say, where do you want to go? Say, anywhere but here. So how does Krishna answer your question? The answer to your question is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 25. Let's take a look at it. Yanti deva vrta devan pitran yanti prachirita bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti maj yajinopimam. It says 4 kinds of people get 4 kinds of destination. So whatever you worship, that's what you attain. He says, those who worship devas, go to the devas. Those who worship Pitris, like this month everyone's worshiping ancestors, they go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and Bhutas, they go to the ghosts, Bhutas. Those who worship Krishna, go to Krishna. So bhakti is specific because every jiva is also specific. You're a jivatma. You're a specific part of Krishna. Mamevam shor jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. You're eternal part and parcel, individual, unique particle of consciousness that belong to the absolute consciousness known as Krishna. So you're part of a supreme consciousness which is located and living in one particular place called Goloka Vrindavan. So you can't avoid having one destination. because that's the nature of the Atma. The Atma, it has one destination, to unite in love with the Paramatma, who is Krishna. So anyone who has a brain, has common sense, will try for oneness. Oneness as an awakened, or oneness as a Vaishnava. Oneness as a awakened means to merge into the oneness of Brahman. Oneness as a Vaishnava means merge in loving union of seva to Krishna. So you can't avoid the idea of one goal and just go helter-skelter here, there, and everywhere. A ship without a rudder doesn't get to the goal. So you have to have a goal, you have to have a destination, because you can't avoid it. It's the nature, just like birds migrate to the south. It's their nature. Every winter they fly south to get away from the cold. So the nature of every jiva is to search for oneness. So we express the innate and original, eternal desire for oneness in different ways, in different states of consciousness. Oneness in body, oneness in mind, oneness in Atma. So you can understand what that means, because you have a body, you have a mind, you have an Atman. So oneness for some Atmas means oneness in love with the Supreme Paramatma, with the Supreme form of Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of God, Sri Krishna the Beautiful. And oneness in an awakened view, a Mayavad view, means you go with your individuality, become a particle of light, become one with the effulgence of Brahman.
How do we reconcile Srimati Radharani being both the highest Shakti of Krishna and the foremost devotee of Krishna?
How do we reconcile the idea or the point that Radharani is the what?
Is highest Shakti of Krishna
Highest Shakti of Krishna
and foremost devotee of
foremost devotee. All the Shaktis of Krishna are engaged in his seva. Krishna has unlimited Shaktis. Your Upanishads explain it. Prasya Shakti Jaya Sri Radhe Svabhavaki Jnana Bala Kriya Cha. There's explained as Bala Kriya, Svabhavaki Bala Kriya Cha. So Radharani is not the Supreme Shakti, she's Ladni Shakti. Oh, wait a minute. Question asks, how to reconcile Radharani is Supreme Shakti and she's a foremost devotee? So the answer I gave, I'll repeat it because it wasn't recorded, was that Radharani, all the Shaktis of Krishna are engaged in the service of Shaktiman, Sri Krishna. You say you're an energetic person. You have energies, you have creative, you have cooking energy, you have paying energy, you have speaking energy, you have building energy, you have so many kinds of energies or powers in your command you can utilize for your pleasure and your satisfaction. So Krishna is the same way. He's unlimited control of unlimited energies. One energy is the energy of love and bliss. Radharani is the energy of love and bliss. She's not the foremost, she's the most intimate form of Krishna's energy, but they're all equally powerful. She's not the greatest energy, she has her area. Samdini Shakti, Samvit Shakti, and Ladni Shakti. They're all equal potencies of the Lord. They have different functions. They offer different pleasures and seva for Bhagavan. They make the complete Bhagavan, all the different Shaktis together. So Radharani is doing the most intimate, pleasing service to Krishna, which he himself states. So therefore she's the best devotee, because she pleases him the most. And she happens to be the queen and the embodiment of Krishna's Ladni Shakti. The most perfect form of Ladni Shakti is Radharani, who expands herself into the other gopis of Vrindavan who expand themselves into the queens of Dwarka, who expand themselves into the wives of Vishnu, all the avatars of Vishnu, the Lakshmis. But the Adi Lakshmi, the Sarva Lakshmi Mai, is Radharani. She's the original Lakshmi, and she's the original Shakti, of Vladni Shakti. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Okay, go ahead.
Which practices are effective in purifying one's mind so that impure or undesirable thoughts lose their power?
Hari Nama, Eva Keva, Kalona Steva, Gatu Anita. Kayu Dharma, Namarapachar. Peter, So, the best way to purify the mind is Hari Krishna mantra. That's the whole thing I would do every day. Can't beat it. It never loses its power. What's that verse? Navachintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasavigra Purana Shuddha Nityamukta Vinata Namanamani. There's nothing more pure than the holy name of Krishna, because it's Krishna himself. So Hare Krishna, watch your mind dissolve. Your mind will dissolve. The Mahamantra dissolves the subtle body. Subtle body means mind and intelligence. Material mind and intelligence. The false ego get dissolved by chanting Hare Krishna. You'll melt away. Anything else?
I have a desire to make a lot of money. Is there any way to purify the desire? That desire so it does not entangle me.
I desire to make a lot of money. Is there any way to purify the desire so it doesn't entangle me? Make a lot of money and give it to me. So you'll get it, you make a lot of money, that's good. Give it to me, that's also good. But you make a lot of money, you will get entangled. So either don't make money or give it to me. These are two choices. Make enough money to pay your bills and cry. Or make a lot of money, give it to me, and fry. You can cry or fry. So I'm joking, obviously. Make a lot of money. I bless you to make a lot of money. You give 50% of your money for bhakti, bhajan, and helping sadhus and saintly people. And the other 50% you spend on yourself and family. Plus, no problem. Simple mathematics. Half for you, half for God. What's your problem? Taxes. You have to be clever. Give the tax deductible charities. That's how you get free from entanglement of money, by giving it away. Giving in charity to proper sources. The best form of charity is to give to spiritual people and spiritual missions. That's your call, your choice. Then Krishna will bless you with detachment. Otherwise you get hopelessly attached. Become a second Bill Gates. Bill Gates. Any more questions? Okay, that's good. The more Vrindavan type spiritual Radha Krishna questions. These questions are a little different type. These questions are right from the battlefield, huh? The reality tour. That's most 99% of the world is in that type of reality. Our reality is a little different here. So many satsang, so much study, so many late hours, with no questions. I guess you have all the answers. Any words? Yeah.
Why each time Prabhu discussed the highest topic of Ramananda Rai with no one else among all associates? Because there were many meeting Parishad, like Lalita, but why they discussed the highest topics with Ramananda Rai?
The question is asked, why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discuss the highest topics with Ramananda Roy? As Lord Chaitanya, his elder brother is Vishwarup. Vishwarup left Navadvip, went to South India with some sannyasi, and eventually took sannyas. So Lord Chaitanya told Mother Sachi, the night before he left and went to Kagwa, took sannyas and left Navadvip for good. He privately told Mother Sachi, said, I'm going to search for your first son, Vishwarup. I'm going to search South India. So on the plea of searching for his elder brother Vishwarup, Lord Chaitanya was searching for Krishna, because he had entered into a deep state of Radha's Mahabhav. The indication of that was when, right towards the end, when he closed his Sanskrit academy, he ran out of school chanting Gopi, Gopi, Gopi. Because he was absorbed in Gopi Bhav, Radha's Bhav, and his students ran to chase him and beat him in his whole big leela. So when he was touring South India, he wasn't really looking for his brother, he was looking for Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Radha Bhav, feeling separation from Krishna. So he's looking everywhere for Krishna. First he went to Puri and he found Krishna in Jagannath Mandir. He ran to embrace Krishna because he saw Jagannath playing the flute standing on the altar. Because if you stand at Garuda Stamba in the back of the temple, you can't see the murtis of Balaram and Subhadra because there's pillars there. There's many pillars in the temple. If you stand in the back, you can only, from where the Garuda Stamba is, you can see the face of Jagannath, you can't see anybody else. So when he saw it, he was leaning on the wall, he started trembling. Then he ran to embrace Krishna. He saw Krishna playing the flute, Jagannath. Then he fell down. So he saw Krishna momentarily, then he left and went further to South India. Then he met Ramananda Roy. And Ramananda Roy is Vishaka. So Vishaka is non-different from Radharani. And so Vishaka is always carrying Krishna in her heart and eyes and mind. So Ramananda Roy is always carrying Krishna in his heart and mind and eyes. So when Mahaprabhu saw Ramananda Roy, he saw Krishna in the eyes of Ramananda Roy, in the heart, in the voice, and speech. So he found great solace, and he stayed together for 10 days or something. All night long they would put arm around each other's neck and cry and sob and talk about Krishna. And so Mahaprabhu got so much solace, so much comfort from Vishaka's darshan association. So you have to come back to Puri. I'm going back to Puri after this tour. You have to come live with me. So he's the only one, Lord Chaitanya personally took by around the neck and pulled the devotee. Everybody else came and went. Raghunath Das was there for 16 years. Ruba's son came for a few months. Haridas was there for a couple of years and he left his body. But Raghunath Roy was there for a long time. For the whole time Lord Chaitanya was in Puri, which was for 18 years, Raghunath Roy was there. Longer than Raghunath Das Goswami. So he was most intimate. At night, in the Gambhira, Raghunath Das Goswami was not there. Raghunath Roy was there, and Sri Damodar, Lita Vishaka. Sri Damodar was already knew Sri Damodar. He was in Mayapur, and now he's teaching. He can move to Puri. So he already had Lita, but when he met Raghunath Roy, he said, Vishaka, I'll take you to Puri. So they're very intimate. So Vishaka is not different than Raghunath. So Lord Chaitanya didn't feel any shyness with Vishaka. He didn't feel any shyness with Raghunath. He couldn't talk about anything with Vishaka. Just as Raghunath could talk about anything with Vishaka, Mahaprabhu could talk about anything with Raghunath. Then he can't talk to Das Goswami or Rupa or anybody else. That's the intimacy. The heart to heart, mind to mind, eye to eye intimacy. Another question? Any more questions? We'll end this session. There's no more questions.
When one offers the bhoga to Thakurji, what you could recommend as beautiful bhoga songs or padas, verses that you could sing?
While offering
Offering.
while offering yoga to Krishna, which kirtans we can sing?
Like
Which kirtans?
in connection to Ninja Lila or what is like, would you recommend?
Question is asked when we offer Boga to Krishna or Murti or Giraj or whoever, what bhajans or kirtans should we sing? I personally don't have knowledge of this. I don't have much training or study in this department because I don't sing very well myself, so I don't really know. There's books. The only book I read about this is Rai Shekhar's Astakalila Padavali book, which is in English translated by Waitadas. And there he has bhajans which are related to offering Boga, offering Boga to Krishna and things like that. There are bhajans about offering Boga in there. It's called Rai Shekhar Astakaliya Bhajan, or Padavali. You have it on PDF?
No, I have the
Maybe you can learn it to her. She'll lend it to you. Mark the bhajans about Boga offering.
Yes,
Go through it.
yes,
Nice to know, but I'm done with that department. I eat a lot of Boga though. For some. Anything else? Paula? Hello? Any questions?
Well, it's hard to think of questions when you're happy.
Well, that's good. Don't forget, I don't want to disturb you. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe.